give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love how I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love how I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are here, please subscribe, like, drop a comment, give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts from. We're in South Brooklyn, John's hometown, home of the At War Warehouse.
Let's get it.
It's crazy how much we've done this.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
like
it.
It's like such like all right, we're ready to go. What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Journey Podcast.
Yeah, you don't do that awkward at all. Like, you've done it over, 130, 140 times? Like,
Well,
it's there.
yeah.
That would stress me out.
100%. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Do you ever get stressed out doing
No.
that? What
No.
if it's like Gary Vee?
No, I'm
Nick
good, bro.
Narcina?
I'm good. I know if I start to, like, if I'm getting in my own head while I'm kind of saying it,
Yeah.
fucking end it.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't try to fucking say this
yeah.
miraculous intro.
Right.
Oh, that's
Just
it.
like make it quick. Like when we did Little Mo.
Yeah.
Like I had wrote out like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, I did.
This is behind the scenes.
Great.
Like I did
hilarious.
the whole, you know, Spotify, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, we're here. Big John, Jake's not here.
Yeah.
Totally blanked on what I was going to say for Little
Yeah.
Mo. I was like, thank you, Mark Mercado, Little Mo. How you doing? He goes,
Yeah.
how you doing?
And then that was
And it was just
yeah.
like, that's how, but I had this whole thing of like, you're
Yeah.
known as this internet personality, you know, I do it all
Yeah.
the time, but then it never
Right.
happened. So I
Yeah.
just find myself like, yeah, just fucking shut up.
Yeah, I find myself, isn't it funny how, like, bro, non-confident our mind can make us? Sometimes, bro, I find myself forgetting their name, and then Zach will intro them, pass it to me, but he won't say the name, and then I'll say, Gassi.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone called you out on the Rami shit.
What'd I say?
They were like,
Maybe an icon?
because you were like,
Yeah, I was
he was
not
like,
ready.
dude called him a legend, doesn't even know his name, fucking clown.
Yeah, straight up.
Because like you were just asking like Rami, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I've never heard him say it.
yeah.
It's a name that could be very easily like.
Rami.
Well, that guy's a fucking jerk off.
Well, yeah,
Fuck that guy.
well, I know you usually read the comments. I thought you saw that one.
No, yeah, I
what a
didn't.
fucking jerk off.
Yeah, that is pretty good, though.
You filmed that inside the store too, right? That was inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That store is
Dope
fire.
experience. Shout out to
Yeah.
Cool Kicks.
Yeah.
If you're in Los Angeles, you want to get some fire kicks, shout out our boy Rami or Rami, the icon.
He did
I
it
still don't
again.
know. I still don't know. And that guy in the comments is still a fucking loser. You know? So fuck that fucking guy. We're back.
Yes, sir.
This is podcast number 3. Podcast number 4 going down tonight. I mean, bro, we are fucking ripping. This is old school Journey. So we're putting you on this old school Journey podcast shit. Like back in the day,
Oh yeah.
we would just do 5 in
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Like when I was living in Miami. And
I love it.
it's,
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. It's dope having it. Yo, listen, we got a new year coming.
Yep.
Good to have the content. Obviously, good to chop it with the boys. Not gonna
Right.
get to see you as often, so I'm excited
Yeah.
about that. And thank you for guys for coming down here to me.
Yeah. I guess this is a new year. This is kind of a new year episode. I mean, we have some questions.
Yeah.
Instagram, we got some people sent us in some questions, but I guess this is the New Year's episode.
Yeah,
I don't
New
think
Year's.
this might not drop probably till the new year. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Probably right around that week. Yeah.
Right
So
around
so
that
yeah,
week.
I think we
You
can
got any New Year's resolutions?
Cousin?
New Year's resolutions. I mean, bro, I'm just
Which I hate that, like, oh, it's a new year, so I'm gonna go and fucking
I
like
think
do
that-
something. But I do it. New Year's is a very emotional holiday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's at least it helps me that clean slate. It kind of like subconsciously you wipe away all your fuck ups kind of from the year, where you're just like, you know, all the shit that I didn't do or didn't happen for me. Like I have a clean slate January 1st. And I'm looking forward to this one because last year our January 1st set us up for an awful year.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want
You know what's funny? We did the West Bay episode in January, but like later in January.
Yeah.
And then I officially came on here like had to be,
February.
like February, March, right? Yeah. So I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, just bad night, bro.
Oh, bro.
Oh wait, no, I do know.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, I do know. Okay, yes, I do know.
Yeah, with 2 women.
Yeah.
No longer with.
Yeah.
Should not have been with.
Yeah.
We're probably just lonely at the time.
$2,500 in one night.
One night, most you ever spent.
New Year's Eve.
3 a.m. Brooklyn Navy Yard where we're going tonight. Look
Yeah.
at that full circle moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of.
But it almost just like set the tone subconsciously for us. We were like, bro, this is the year. We did the fucking New Year's episode before that where we're like,
things were going well before
oh, bro,
that.
yeah, things were going well. We just got back from LA.
Yeah.
We had momentum.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, we're going to fucking really lock in.
First YouTube video got fucking 23 million views, like off the rip. Like,
Yeah.
Which one were you working on?
7-Day Fast
7 Day
at that
Fast,
time. Yeah, we had momentum there.
And then we just,
Oh,
bro, we had a
goodness.
shit night.
Losers.
Yeah, but that just shows you the impact of like the compound effect, man.
Yeah.
We fucked up with one thing, and I mean, we had a very slow start to the year.
Yeah, I mean, bro, we had a.
We were talking about that shit in March, April. We're like, yo, that night fucking fucked us up for good.
No, last year was weird, bro. There was like this crazy momentum, and then like a lull, huge lull period for a while. Yeah, I felt out of love. I'm back in love with the game of creating content and shit.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there was a point, bro, where I was like, it was like a chore.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do it. Zach and I's relationship wasn't that fucking good at the time.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a weird period, bro.
What's going on, guys? Big news.
As you guys have seen, we have not dropped a lot of internal episodes recently, and we know a lot of our loyal listeners are solely here for internal episodes. So we are officially proud to announce that we are dropping a Patreon.
This Patreon will include weekly exclusive ad-free episodes that will not go on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere else.
Can't get them anywhere. Every single week.
Access to call in on live episodes on Patreon, so you can either send questions if you don't want to hear your voice, or you can call in live and we'll put you right on the show.
Access to a self-improvement series where we are going to dive deep and give you guys everything that we know about depression, anxiety, heartbreak, moving on, grief, and we're really excited about that one.
And I know something that you guys have been asking about a lot. We are finally dropping our merch. We're going to be building out the website early 2025. And as a Patreon member, you will get early access and a discount on your purchase of the Journey Podcast merchandise.
Lifetime. Also, we're going to be doing a $100 giveaway every single month to one random Patreon subscriber.
And lastly, we want to give you guys the opportunity to connect with us directly. So we're going to be jumping on live Zoom calls with our Patreon subscribers once a month. And you're going to have the opportunity to speak to me and Jake. And we're going to be answering your questions, talking about what's going on in your life. And it's a really cool opportunity for us to get to know you guys.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys mean so much to us. And now we are so excited to finally meet you guys and learn more about your stories and see how we can help. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Truly, it means the world. This is the best way to support us moving forward, and we're excited for a beautiful 2025. Thank you guys.
Yeah, and bro, that's honestly why it's weird just the way the universe works and timing. Like you hit, I came out, we were speaking about you starting your own pod and kind of thing, and then like we never really had another conversation about it. And then you were like, yo, what do you think about me coming on?
Yeah.
And this is when we were in that lull period.
Yeah.
So I called Jake and I was like, yo, John hit us up. He's interested in coming on as a co-host. I'm in.
Yeah.
If you're in. Like, I was like, bro, we need a fucking change.
Yeah.
Like, that's like literally like, it was just a good timing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And we didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
We ran out of shit to talk about. We had every conversation under the sun.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a guest on to save our life.
Yeah.
And we were just like, this shit is not working. Like,
Yeah.
TikTok was down. YouTube definitely wasn't going.
Yeah.
Fucking. And then, bro, you came on, and I
had
think
some
our
great
first
episodes,
I think that was the Love in Today's Generation one.
Yep.
Was his first one. And it got us 4,000, 4,000 long form views. All our clips went fucking nuclear on that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And it kind of revitalized a spark.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see, like, to look back now
hell
that
yeah.
I forgot because we were in that lull. And that's why me and Jake were like, you know what, bro, let's fucking do it. Because me and him were very reluctant to bring on a third.
Of course.
A lot of people asked us, like, yo, if you guys need a third, yo, if you guys are looking to add. And we were like,
I just think our story is just so crazy how that shit happened, bro. Like reaching out to you on, well, I didn't know who I was reaching out to, but I was reaching out to you on TikTok, and TikTok had literally, it was like the day TikTok opened the DM. Like you couldn't just DM people on TikTok
Right.
at the time. Maybe if you were following each other, you could have, or like, but it was like a mutual follow. But like if there wasn't, you couldn't DM. And I remember I just reached out. We did that episode, obviously, and yeah, bro, the way that shit just worked out, it just like we didn't know each other from a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like when we went on Allie's pod and we spoke about it, she was asking, I was like, bro, we didn't have a real conversation before I sat down for that first episode.
Yeah.
No.
That was our first reel. We just sat down and just started shooting the shit, and it just went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy. And I was in a lull too when I came on here to be the third too.
Right.
Bro. I was falling out of love with everything that I was doing. So like, it's dope to me because I love doing this shit. And it's a different perspective because you guys are 100 at the time. Let's just call it 100 episodes in, right? So it's a different perspective. Because you're like, yo, I look at it like how I was looking at the brand. I was doing it for 10 years, and I was just kept on fucking. Like last year was the 10-year, and just kind of like you said, just kind of like fell out of love with it because when you're a creator and you're being creative, it's fun to you, but like when you do it to pay your bills and it's like the only thing, and you have to worry about other things. Kind of like takes away from your creativity, which takes away from the fun of it, which takes away from the love of it, you know? And it was the perfect timing for me too, bro, to come on here and do something different, which is also synonymous at war. We talk about that all the time, the journey and at war. So it felt like I've always told people clothing is just a medium for me, right? Like at war was so much bigger than that. And then to come on the journey, a completely separate brand that was super synonymous with what I was already, the mental that I was already in. Yeah, bro. I'm not going to go like exaggerate and say it saved my life, but it definitely saved like a part of me that was dying.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a beautiful thing. And now look.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, we've been rocking and rolling too. You know, I mean, we said this shit on the last episode. I mean, bro, we are like a real force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, real force to be reckoned
It's
with.
really hard to do in this space, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the aspect that we have the capability to do it like this, the way we do it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
There's no producer,
Yeah,
there's
bro.
no team,
Yeah.
there's no PR, you know, there's no one.
Yeah.
We don't need anyone to do what we do. There's not many people in this space that have that skill set to be able to do that, where they can set everything up,
anywhere.
they can self-produce and be confident that it's going to come out 100% correct.
Yeah.
And then the most important part, be able to do this
Stop it,
and have that conversation, you know? So I just think it's really special what we're doing because I don't think there's no one in the world doing what we're doing at this level. There's no one. You look at any big podcasts, and I'm not saying we're a big podcast, but I'm just saying from top to bottom, nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, for people just starting out anything, I mean, it's like the corny cliche of it is just you have to be willing to persevere, and you just have to like really set your eyes on something that if it never worked, it's totally fine with you. Like that's just like the position that you have to sign up for it. Like go into it. You have to be content before you ever start. You know, it's like you're not gonna get contentness. You're not gonna get some type of validation throughout the process because there's always gonna be a next goal, and you're gonna be demoralized way more than you're gonna feel good. So it's like that. I think that's a important part. Is like you have to feel good before you start.
Hell yeah.
You can't do the thing in order to feel good. It's like you feel because you'll get knocked down, and then you won't feel good, and then you won't want to do it. I mean, right now, bro. I mean, even at the highest of highs that we're at right now, where everything's hitting, we're talking to brands, reviews, blah blah blah, whatever. I live in California. You're moving, whatever. It's like I'm fucking cold, bro. Like we're in a cold fucking warehouse right now. You know, like it's still like I'm genuinely fucking freezing, bro. I would love right now to be like when we really make it, it's like, yo, can you get us another space heater?
Yeah.
Just one more and a coffee too while we're at it, you know, like to do this. But whatever. I'm just saying like it's perseverance. You know, perseverance produces character, and character produces hope, bro. You know, so I think that perseverance is everything. It's a lost art in today's age. Perseverance.
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's absolutely gone.
Because social media makes it seem like everything happens like that.
Yeah.
When it doesn't.
Yeah, and it's just like, what else are you gonna do though?
Yeah.
I never understood how people lacked that perseverance aspect of their life.
It's a consistency thing too.
Yeah, but like I think consistency and perseverance are like slightly different because like consistency is just like is doing the same thing over and over like and not taking no for an answer. But like perseverance is like when shit gets tough in your life.
Getting to an end, breaking through it.
Yeah, and it's like so many people hit that roadblock and then they just stop.
Yeah.
or it completely deters them off their path. And I never understood that. It's like people, like we talk about it all the time. Like you just gotta like find a way. You gotta figure it out. Like people are awful problem solvers nowadays. Like people, a problem arises and they don't know what to do. Like they lose their shit. They start sending people, how do I do this? Before even like taking time, like, yo, do I actually know how to do this thing? Or like, can I type this in on YouTube? Yeah. Can I look this up on Google? Yeah. Can I find one person that maybe has done what I'm looking to do and then use my brain to kind of problem solve? Like that is gone now. It's just like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And then you freak out. Yeah. And that's why so many people have stress and anxiety and like their problems. Oh, I can't do this right now. I just can't do this. Like the people that do that, it's like, bro, what? What do you like? Relax.
I wonder like where that started in our society, in our generation nowadays, where people just like give up like on anything. It could even be like relationship, it could be friendship, it could be career, it could be anything. Like once, I feel like majority of the people, once there's a hiccup in the road, they just get out of the car. Yeah. They leave the car and they're like, I'm gonna go get a new car. And I'm gonna figure this shit out. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it, because you can't build anything that way. It's impossible to build a strong foundation if every single time something happens in your life, whether it's with somebody else, whether it's with a career, and you abandon it. How are you gonna fit? It's like building a house and I don't know, you're done with the foundation and then like you ran out of money to like get the interior done. So what are you just gonna do? Leave the house there? Yeah. Or figure out how to make the money and finish your job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the argument for a strong relationship. That's the argument of why it's important to have a good relationship in your life. Is that if you're, listen, we all have to understand that there's gonna be a hotter girl out there than your girl. There's going to be a more loving girl out there than your girl. There's going to be a more X, Y, and Z, go down the line, but there's not going to be more of a your girl out there than your girl. It's her imperfections that make your woman so beautiful, so special to you. Only the things that you know. But the argument of being in a relationship and staying with that girl is, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. The grass is not greener on the other side, though. I'm not going to go searching somewhere else, because you create a habit of that. If I'm always looking for the next girl, then when something gets hard on my business, I'm always going to be looking for the next business. When something gets hard on my workout routine, I'm always going to be looking for the next workout routine. You go your whole life thinking that your circumstances are messed up because the circumstances are messed up, and it's you. Yeah. You don't see anything through. You don't see anything through. So it's like, and then also like, go on. But yeah.
No. I feel you, bro. It's like
great. I've been through that, bro. I've been through that with a girl that I was with for 6 years, bro. I was talking 6 years on and off with somebody, and I had this conversation with her the other day because she's still in my life, and
which I respect you for, by the way. I want you to know that, because I feel that outside looking in. Yeah. I respect you for that.
No, I that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and it's hard because she met me. We met each other in a restaurant that we were working in together. And she was 19, I was 23. You know, I had nothing. She had nothing. And we just hit it off. And we spent the next 4 or 5 years, 3 years, because then COVID kind of put a little wrinkle in that. But like after COVID, I kind of blossomed a little bit because of, I lost my job and then the career and, whatever, not to beat that down. But it was hard, bro, because I looked at her and I said to her, wow, I have never been alone. I have not been alone in like 5 years. I'm finally getting my career off the ground. Like I kind of want to go out there as like this lone wolf and kind of like figure my shit out, And it wasn't the right thing to do at the time. And you live and you learn. It is what it is. But we just had a conversation the other day where she was like, once shit got tough for you, you just kind of just like dipped. And we were together for 4 years, bro. 3 years. I met her in 2017, July of 2017. And, it was a hard conversation, but it was a real one because, again, she's still in my life. Like, she's still a part of my life in a very, in an intimate way. And made me realize, like, yo, bro, I yell at people all the time for giving up on shit, whether, again, it's career or it's romance or it's friendship or whatever the fuck. And, like, I look back on it like I did that, which is okay if you learn from it, which I learned the hard way over these last 2 years. And I'm here now thinking to myself, like, damn, I should have never did that. Now I'm in the process of, like, rebuilding that foundation and hoping. Because there's a reason why we were doing that shit for 4 or 5 years, and, like, why she's still in my life. There's a reason for that. I put her through the ringer, and she stayed down the entire time. Even when I chose other people over her, I chose other things over her, I chose a lot of things over her. She never chose anything over me. And it was a very eye-opening conversation to have with somebody that like I hurt, but that like still loves me to death. You know what I mean? And like you said, there's always going to be another girl out there. It's always going to be the girl that's like hot and loves you differently and whatever the fuck. And it's just like that person, that girl is not your person. You'll know if she is or not. You know, like you won't have to kind of force it. You'll kind of have to feel it. And like I've never felt what I feel with her, with anybody else.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's kind of what we were talking about with like that perseverance thing, like because it doesn't only happen in like business or like when shit gets hard. It's mostly in relationships because like that shit is hard. Like having a strong, healthy relationship all the time and a happy relationship and keeping both partners happy is fucking hard. And I think, yeah, bro, most people would rather fucking leave than stay. You know, because leaving gives you an out. You know, and when you have to stay. Yeah. You got to look yourself in the mirror and make appropriate changes for that other person. Yeah. You know, I'm sure they have to change too, but you have to make the changes because if you are on the fence of leaving someone, it's probably because like there's something going on inside with you and you're afraid to face that problem. You know, you're afraid to face what's actually going on that is causing insecurities, causing your relationship to not flourish, causing you to be unhappy, right? There's all these things, and it's so much easier to leave than stay. If you have to stay, you got to face the problem face to face. When you can leave, you can just run from it and go find another person. Yeah. You could go sleep with someone else. You can get on a dating app. It's so much easier to leave. And that's why so many people leave, you know? Yeah. And I felt that with like past shit. You know, I've said it before, but I've only broke up with one girl. Like all the other ones, like I got left, and I was never like the bad guy. Yeah. You know, I was never the one causing like someone to leave. Yeah. It was just that things got hard, and I don't think they were ready to fix what was going on in their personal life or come together or choose that, hey, like we need to figure this shit out together or have a conversation. I'm someone that like I want to talk about shit. Let's figure it out. Let's be a problem solver. Let's find a solution. Yeah. And in my past, bro, it was like people would much rather leave than stay. And that's why it always fucked me up because it's like, bro, I'm not even happy, but I'm willing to try to work through this shit and stay with you. And I know there's other people out there. There's other people we can experience, but I'm choosing you. Like I would rather us have a rough patch right now because I know if we can get through this, our relationship will be so much better. 100%. But people don't want to do that. They want to go and leave because shit got hard. Yeah. It's so much easier to go and do that. It's yeah, it's hard like with the relationship stuff cuz like you said, like if you're not searching, right, and you find someone that can like make you okay, right, where you don't feel the need to go and search anymore, but you can't get too comfortable. Like and I think that's something that I've said a lot of like I'm going to like I'm not ready to be in a relationship. You know? Like I'm like I need to work on myself before, and I've kind of changed my thought pattern on that because I think you learn so much about yourself when you are with someone else. Mm-hmm. Like when you spend so much time with someone else, they teach you things about you that you didn't even know were a problem. Yeah. And when you're by yourself, it's easy to be okay. Mm-hmm. You don't have anyone to be responsible for. You don't have to make anyone happy. You don't have to provide for anyone. All you have is yourself. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's necessary at times to have that chapter of your life. But things aren't going to be perfect. Like you can't wait for things to be perfect to actually start living your life or pursuing relationships or trying to go out and meet people because you're always going to be waiting. Like there's always going to be something that comes up. So like I do think that wherever you are in your life, if you have a partner and you aren't exactly where you want to be, I think that's okay because you're going to find other areas to grow in, you know? Like there's so many aspects that we don't even realize about ourselves that is going to come from having a partner, having someone that you're like really locked in with because that's what it's all about. Like we're going to die alone. Yeah. Like is that like what is everyone's like pretty much end goal? It's to like find the love of your life and have a family and really build and connect with someone. That's who you're going to end up being in the long run. Yeah. You're not going to be the version of yourself when you're alone. You're going to be the version of yourself when you have to raise a family, when you have to raise children and provide for a wife and be the leader and be the provider, the masculine alpha male, right? Like and be that guy. Yeah. It takes having a woman by your side to find that version of you, because that's going to be the best you. It's not going to be the best you when you're a fucking loner.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, bro, we got to stop being Peter Pan. So, bro, how much, bro, you know what's the weirdest thing? Go to a local bar and look at a 45-year-old man that's there, lonely.
Me and my friends used to go to the club all the time when we were like 25, 26, and be like, yo, look at all the Peter Pans here. I can't be a Peter Pan. Yeah. I don't want to be a Peter Pan.
I don't want to be Peter Pan.
You know, not even 45. I was thinking like, and I just turned 30, and I don't go out as much, but I still like go to the club. But it used to be like, yo, I don't want to be 30 in the club.
Yeah.
And 30's not too old, but it's all, I'm like, I don't want to be 35, 40 in the club. Yeah. You know, so it's funny that you say that. We used to say that shit all the time.
Yeah. Bro, let's be men.
Yeah,
let's be men, bro. Yeah. I saw my boy last night. Our boy Rob. Yeah. I saw my boy last night. He's probably like 29 years old. Yeah. He's probably 29 years old. And bro, he was with his 6-month-old baby. And bro, he looked like the richest man in the entire world, bro. It was the most beautiful baby I've ever seen in my life. He goes, yo, this is a different type of tired.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm tired, but like it doesn't affect me because I know why what I'm working for now. Bro, that's like what men are supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be responsible for someone else. That's why we get into trouble, because we have these big egos and we think the world revolves around us and we're just trying to provide. We're not supposed to provide for ourselves. Yeah. That's not being a man. Being a man is being there for someone else. So much so where I have a woman. She's vulnerable. I have a baby. This is the most beautiful thing, bro. The human baby is the most vulnerable thing in the world. At least a rhino, after a week, it can, like, you know, I don't know, do something. A baby, bro, doesn't do anything for an entire year. Can't talk, can't walk.
Longer than that.
It's the most vulnerable thing in the world, like, bro. And that's a part of being a man. We need to grow up, bro. I need to grow up.
Same.
I'm just as bad as everyone else. I realized that about myself. And you know what's crazy? Growing up as a man is caring more about other people. That's when all the mental health shit goes away, because it's bigger than us. That's why everyone. That's why so much men are lost right now. It's because, bro, you're not being a leader. You're supposed to be a leader. The moment, bro, your girl starts caring more, like, you know, taking care of you, you need to look in the mirror. I've been like that. I'm not saying you can't be with a girl and she can, but bro, like, this is a sad generation of men. We're so afraid of commitment. Mm-hmm. Another reason why I like Christianity is just like, I like the idea of being committed, just because it's like, I don't know. I don't know why I like it, but I like commitment these days. That's all. I just like the idea of commitment.
It's a grown up thing. I'm the same way. I've ran away from that for so long because I was so committed for so long that I was like, damn, maybe I need to take a step back and it was the wrong thing to do. You know, it's staying committed, perseverance, consistency. Again, I know when we bring that up, we weren't necessarily talking about relationships. It was more so about everything. But it really,
that's what we do.
It just turns into that, you know. And those are always the best pods, anyways. So, but yeah, bro, my New Year's resolution for 2025 is to grow up. You know, like it's just, excuse me. It gets to the point where, and I've said this so many times because it affected me so much, watching two of my best friends get married and not being at the time in a good mental place with myself or romantically. And I wish that I was. And I hate comparing myself to other people, but like, these are my childhood best friends, so it's not really like comparison. It was just more so like, damn, I really need to get my shit together, you know. And I'm just thankful that I've had somebody that just like never gave up on me, because she had so many opportunities to give up, bro. Yeah, she had so many opportunities, and it's so funny because it really is so crazy, bro. Because God will he'll mirror shit for you, and super transparent and vulnerable right now. I treated her so terribly, and the next one treated me so terribly. Did the same shit that I did to her, you know? And I used to catch myself saying shit to her that G would say to me, right? And I'd just be like, fuck, like what's happening right now? Like, did this shit just completely just like, what did God just do right now? I'm talking about like almost verbatim. I would say shit to the new one that G would say to me, right? And I've had this conversation with her before, so like I don't feel weird saying it because it's very open, you know? And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, bro, what is happening? I'm so lost in myself right now. Like, and it makes you think like that you don't even know what you want. Like, nah, bro, you know what you want. Like, and it's not the new, it's what you fucking had, you know? And like you said, the only way to open yourself up and realize that is to go through it. Unfortunately, I wish that I didn't have to go through it and treat somebody so terribly that literally treated me like a fucking god, right? But it took me to treat the right person wrong, right? And to treat the wrong person right to figure out what I wanted out of life. And it's unfortunate. And there's a lot of people that happens to, and the right person that they treated wrong says fuck you, and I'm just thankful that person didn't say fuck me. Because she could have.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
and I'm the type of person where I don't want to go and chase bitches anymore. You know, excuse my language. Like I feel like what you just said, when you have that woman in your life and you could just cross that off, like, yo, that's done. Like, not cross it off in the sense where you don't have to work on it anymore. Like, obviously, you still need to work on it. But, like, if we have all these notches on our list and one of them is, like, I want to find the right girl, then start a family, and then get my career going and buy a house and do all these things, like, it's just nice to cross off the girl and not have to. And so now I could go focus my energy on the other 4 instead of, like, having to focus it on the 5. And, like, that first one takes up so much, you know? So that's really where I see, because I don't want to chase women anymore, bro. I've done that. It's an ego thing. It's a pride thing. Yeah. We're hunter-gatherers, like protectors and providers, and you want to do that, like you said, and I just don't want to chase that shit anymore, and I won't. 2025, bro, I will not. Yeah. I will not. I will chase the gym. I'll chase money. I'll chase my career. I'll chase the pod. Like, I'll chase all those things. I'm not chasing the stuff that's not adding anything to my life. Yeah. Period.
Yeah, it's Yeah, I had a conversation last night kind of about like treating the wrong person right and the right person getting treated wrong. And, you know, and I was the right person being treated wrong, like in my last shit. And like, I can just see, you know, because the person I was talking to, and I was like, you see how like a woman can really fuck up a guy? You know, like, do you see like what it could do to a guy? Like when you really fucking fuck him over? Yeah. And really treat him like he's worth nothing. Like that's what turns men like evil. That make men Demons. Fucking dogs. Yeah. Like it's the one that he treated right. Yeah. And he got fucking shit on, and that fucking switches a switch in his brain forever. And he can't trust a woman again. You know, and I was like, that's not me. Like, I could have easily done that. You know what I'm saying? The amount of shit that I went through with that. Like, I could have easily been that guy. That's just not in my heart. I have no malice toward, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm open to meeting like, I want to meet someone new, you know, and find that thing. I'm not, like, searching for it. Like, whenever it happens, it happens. Yeah. But I was just, like, I was speaking to a girl. I was like, can't you see that? You know, like, because at first, I, like, didn't see it. Like, no, that's not why I got. And I'm like, bro, like, what do you mean? No. Like, if you really are a good person and you like have a genuine heart and someone completely treats you like shit and disrespects you and acts like you're like worth nothing, like, bro, that fucks with you, you know? Like, that really does fuck with you. That will make you hesitant to go and do right by someone else 100%. Because you gave so much of yourself to someone that didn't appreciate an ounce of it. Like, they looked at you like you were worthless. They treated you like, bro, like you didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you really like did not matter to them at all. Like your feelings, your life, your mental, like everything about you like means absolutely nothing. And for most men, when they get treated like that, that fucks with them. Because most men never are put in that situation where they feel worthless. A lot of times, like, men, they feel like they can add some type of value, right? But there's nothing that can fuck your ego up more than a woman treating you bad. Because, especially when you're doing right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, that's where, like, I can just see how hard it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, with that treating right. You know what I'm saying? Treating the right person wrong. Because I've never been on that side of it. You know, I've never been the person that like really treated someone poorly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to be, and that's not in my nature, but it just really does, because it fucked with me for a while, you know what I mean? Like, it really did, because I just like, bro, I'm like a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up when you're like, we're being nothing but good to a person, and then they do nothing but treat you like shit, you know?
Yeah. And that's the, like, we were talking about karma yesterday on the episode, and karma hit me right in the face. Like, bad karma. You know, you can get like good karma, and you can just get like bad karma. And yeah, I treated the right person wrong, and I was like hurting and just hurt myself, and treated the fucking wrong person right, and it was just like, holy shit. When you finally realize it, like, you don't realize it right away. It takes some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it takes you. I mean, bro, I one of the scariest things about, I think, relationships in general is like sometimes the best thing, like the only thing that you can do for a good relationship is to end it.
Yeah.
And now you have to be willing to, like, you know, let her go date.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to go date. And like, bro, like so like what I find strength in actually is a lot of couples that I've seen that really work are actually battle tested.
Hell yeah.
And that's not a comfortable position to be in, and it takes a tremendous amount of strength for the man to know that his girl is not perfect, accept her completely, but still accept her completely. And it takes tremendous strength for the girl to know that about her man. Imagine you live in this world, bro. Relationships are all about trust. That's the hallmark of a good relationship, is trust. And the only way to really trust someone is to be like what would be the word, like radically vulnerable. Like, you have to be so vulnerable with another person. And vulnerable isn't just it's not just like you sharing with someone, it's also you being vulnerable enough to hear what your partner's deepest, darkest secrets. Like, it's a two-way street, vulnerability. And that's what's scary about relationships, is like, I just think that it's, for a good relationship to really make it, it takes trust. But the only way to get trust is to go through the mud together and build up that vulnerability. And that's, you know, like, again, another reason like why I personally enjoy Christianity is because you get rid of a lot of these problems.
Yeah.
Like, you marry a girl at 21, you have a kid, whatever. You finish that, bro. Now it's like people are getting married in their late 30s. You know how much trauma you both have at that point?
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to be Superman and Wonder Woman to be together in your late 30s.
Yeah.
And that, bro, and that's and you know, so that's why it's like I hope for us just to inspire, really hit on the youth more, like really get inside, like tapping into the youth, because like these problems, like, bro, a lot of these problems, they're not normal. Society tells us that these things are normal and like this type of behavior is normal. Yeah. But like, bro, save yourself the stress. There's certain things you have to go through to grow in life. There's other things like no one has to participate in this. You know, like, you don't have like, so but yeah, no, I just
it's funny that you said that you want to tap into the youth more.
Yeah.
Because, and I've seen you do this, like, go back to your old college and like talk to them at the football, you know, and I love that so much. And would be dope to see you do that too, like with basketball and shit. But I just had this conversation with Westby the other day. I called him and I said, something I really want to do. He's like, what's up? I'm like, yo, you got 5 minutes? I'm about to go on a tangent, because I'm one of those, you know, I send you voice notes, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, you got a minute? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, bro, I want to go back to my high school, and I want to go speak in the art classes that I never took. I want to go and fucking talk to the varsity fucking team that I never played on, right? Because I wish that when I was that age, I had somebody like us to talk and be relatable to. That's not like a 60-year-old man where you can't relate to him. I'm 30 with tattoos and I went to this school, and like, you can look at me and you can relate to me. And I want to talk to the youth, bro. Yeah. I want to talk to them and let them know, like, about like life and the shit that they're gonna go through and like what I've gone through, and that you could talk to me. Like I want to. Two of my friends are the freshman and JV coach of the team, and I want to go to those practices and I want to talk to the kids, and I'm still close with the assistant principal, so I'm gonna call. But my point is like I really also want to tap into the youth of 2025, specifically in like my high school and my community, because it just means so much to me. You know, it's important. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah. I wanna I want us to take like I guess like a reflection on 2024. You know, I guess we can go around the room of just like really like what did we gain from this year? Like what did we lose? What did we gain? And how what did we take away from this year? Because a lot of shit happened for all of us, you know, like a lot of good, a lot of bad, you know. So like, what is everyone's reflection from 2024 to really look back? Because you know the year's over, and I mean by the time this episode drops, it'll probably be New Year's Eve in a couple days.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool to. Because our lifestyles are just so like on the go, it doesn't stop, blah blah blah. We don't have much time to sit and reflect.
Yeah.
Like the podcast is obviously an avenue for us to talk about what's going on in the present, but then it's on to the next one, you know, like kind of. So yeah, so where is everyone at with like what you got from this year?
You want to go? You want me to go?
Oh yeah, you can go.
I mean, I had a tumultuous year, but I look back on it and I still did so much, you know. I came on here and became an official co-host. I left the country for the first time, 3 times. Like, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my flaws. I didn't really learn too much about the positive to me because, for the most part, bro, like, a lot of people just blow smoke up my ass all the fucking time, you know? Not that people around me are yes men, but, like, and there are positive things to me, you know? But for the most part, I learned a lot about my negative attributes this year, my manic, obsessive compulsions, my emotions, and I've learned a lot about how to be better by recognizing my flaws. You know, that's what this year was for me because I treated, again, a lot of people not the right way. I've treated people I've treated people the right way that should have never even been remotely in my life. I realized what was important to me. My business, my friends, my family, my loved ones. And I more so, yeah, bro, an umbrella statement is I realized what was wrong with me in a way. And I also realized that I need to be putting my energy like into myself and filling my cup. Like, bro, I love to say cliches are cliches because they're true, bro. Like you have to fill your cup. You have to fill your cup up and let it overflow into other cups before you could fill anybody else's cup. And I live my life as the one as always wanted to be the provider and the protector. And without realizing that I like had to provide for myself first. And it's been a long fucking year, bro. Probably one of like the worst years of my life in a sense. And I know that that's hard to hear probably to a lot of people because, again, from the outside looking in, I did so much. I did so much this year, you know, whether it's clothing brand wise, at war wise, you know, whether it's the pod, whether it's traveling, which is really important to me, whether it's strengthening my relationships with my people, like my mother and like with West Bay and like with you guys becoming my best friends and just like, yeah, I've been through a lot this year, and a lot of it was self-inflicted. A lot of it I did to myself. Looking in the mirror is very important, and I never did that. I always ran away. From that shit. I was always like, all right, well, I'm not going to deal with that. Maybe I'll deal with that later, and hopefully I don't have to deal with it later. Maybe it'll just go away, and like that shit never goes away. You're always going to keep running from it if you don't just like stop and like fight and persevere. You know, and I never did that. And that's what 2024 taught me. You know, I'm trying to flip the negatives into a positive next year. You know, not easy.
Yeah,
not easy. I'm in my head a lot on a lot of things. Being a creative is hard, bro. Being a creative is hard because I don't separate from my work because I am my work, right? And I say that all the time, but I mean it. And we don't work 9 to 5s. I bring my work home with me. it's on my skin. It bleeds out of me. It means it bleeds onto other things. I can call my mother and be in a bad mood, and she's like, "Why are you in such a bad mood?" And I'm just like, "Damn, I didn't even realize that I was." But like, this was going on with the brand, or this was going on with the business, or this was going on with her, or this one or that one, without even realizing that it's bleeding on to everything else. And really, bro, what I'm trying to learn how to be is stoic. I was never ever stoic. I'm a very emotional person. You know, you can get me out of pocket real quick, and that's not a very manly attribute.
Yeah.
Being able to get me out of pocket really, really quick is one of my worst, if not my worst attribute. Doesn't take a lot for me to fucking snap. And that's something that I got to focus on. So yeah, 2024 was more so, in hindsight, looking back on it, just realizing my negative attributes and trying to flip them into positives and get rid of them. Not even get rid of them, because you're never going to be perfect, but just trying to turn a negative into a positive.
What do you got?
I need a prop for my shit. Cousin John.
Yes.
I love that, bro.
I love you, Cousin Jake.
I love you, man. We're fucking happy to have you.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
We're fucking happy to have you, bro. Yeah, bro. It takes a lot to do what we do. You know, we're not perfect. We're not doing this. We're not that. But bro, like, even to just admit, like, that humility. You know, I like thinking about myself these days, bro. And I know some people would have a problem with this, but I like thinking about myself these days as like a piece of shit. Because I remember always, like, if I view myself as a piece of shit, if someone attacks my character or like my ego, I'm not gonna, I'm like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, whatever, I know it sounds really stupid, but it's like, I need that because I have such a big ego that I need humility. Because I've been the guy, when I feel the worst in my life, bro, is when someone attacks me. That's when I get all like, bro, I get in like this weird, like, I think I'm upset, but all I'm really doing is just being selfish. That's all I'm really doing in that moment. Like, I had a moment this morning, bro. I was speaking with this girl that I care about, and she had mentioned something to me about a member. The next sentence out of her mouth was, "My grandma's in the hospital." I realized that 30 minutes ago because I skipped over that. And I just texted her. I said, "What's wrong with your grandma? I'm so sorry. I was selfish this morning." I need humility. Like, so for me, 2025, before 2024, 2025 for me is about growing up. I love that you said that. That's amazing.
You sparked that idea just now.
Growing up, but also, like, bro, like, remembering, like, I'm nothing. I don't control my heartbeat. I could all be over tomorrow. I'm not the best looking in the world. I'm not the most athletic in the world. I'm not the most charismatic in the world. The world does not revolve around me. This year for me, it needs to be about caring more. It needs to be about love, bro. Love is selfless. Love is selfless. Love frees. Love opens up. Love expands. Love gives. Love keeps, it's like, bro, like Corinthians 13:10. Love is perfect. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Love is kind. Like, that's selfishly and unselfishly, that's how I want to live my life. Because, bro, if you want instant gratification, go give. Go give someone something. Everyone thinks instant gratification is like it's like a notification on a phone or a number in a bank account. Instant gratification is like, damn, I texted my dad today and said, "I love you." I texted my mom today and said, "I know I'm not always there for you, but I love you." I texted someone from high school that I haven't spoke to in 10 years and said, "Yo, bro, I see what you're doing. Keep going." I stepped outside of me. I want to do that in 2025. I want to step outside of me. So that's my goal for 2025, is just to, like, be as humble as it gets and grow up. And then back to 2024, I'm going to get us copywritten here. I'm going to play it for 1 second. It's been a crazy last year, I'm trying to process All right, get that off before we get copyrighted. It's been a crazy last year. I'm trying to process still. Yeah. I don't even know how I should feel. Bro, we did it this year, boys. We did it.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind where this thing is going now. You know? Like, bro, we like the road of how it got there. Bro, I felt the best I ever felt this year, and I felt the worst I ever felt this year. On a bipolar, like, Monday I feel the worst I ever felt, Tuesday I felt the best I ever felt. This year was crazy, you know? Like, the relationships that I had, bro. I lived in New York City. I was back home at the crib. We had, bro, we've done podcast consulting. We've made money. We've lost money. I had to look at my bank account that was overdrawn. My bank account overdrew 100 different times. We made $10,000 in an hour. Like, this was a crazy year, you know? And, like, the culmination of all of that was going to California. In a place where I used to have dreams, bro. When I used to live in California, it's like heaven to me. That's a sacred place for me. I used to have dreams, bro, the past 7 years. Like being in California, like, damn, like waking up, like so upset I wasn't in California. What was I waiting for? It's a flight. It's a $200 flight. You know, so 2024 was like this year of not... It was just like a year of I couldn't even tell you, bro. It was every emotion and some, but the culmination of the entire year was just like, one, do it. Do it. Do not look back. Like do it. And then two was like, when you do it, surrender. And like that, like, so I'd say 2024 was like a massive year of the end of it was like a massive like thing of surrender and also like yeah, I would just say growth as well. So I don't know, bro. It's just been like I could monologue a 72-hour podcast about 2024. Like, it was such a crazy year.
Same.
You know,
Yeah.
but I guess like the culmination of all of it is just to say, like, if you have a dream, just go do that shit. Like, your dream, it's bro, a dream like unmanifested, like sitting in your head, will drive you insane. That'll drive you more insane than anything that can happen to you along the path. And we all have a gift, bro. Everyone, like, I truly believe that. Like, we all just have like a really beautiful gift, and that's when your life gets better. And I can't believe that it happens, because it does.
Yeah.
Jackie?
Yeah, bro, 2024 was a weird year, like two polar opposites for me too. Like, shitty start, you know, like really bad start, and it stemmed from like the girl problems, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was, you know, first 4 or 5 months was just like hell, bro, and like I was just like, nothing was working then, you know, like relationships weren't working, wasn't making that much money, wasn't really like, wasn't progressing in the gym, the podcast wasn't doing great. Like, I was like in a weird position, like really lost optimism for a while, kind of fucked with my mental a lot, and felt a little lost. Like, I didn't know. Like, I started second guessing everything, you know, started second guessing the pod a little bit, or not even second guessing it, but maybe even like those voices started to come in, like, all right, well, if this shit doesn't work, well, I could do this thing. Yeah. Well, I do know that guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I started having those conversations with myself, and like, I think that's an awful thing to have when you're chasing something. You know, those secondary fucking plan B talks should not be had. It distracts you from what you have going on. I had a lot of those, and I think there was like some, really the turning point was freeing myself from that fucking jail that I was in, like in my mind with that girl. You know, I think once I got over that, I could see things clearer.
Yeah.
And then things for me started to piece themselves together like very slowly. And doors started to open. And I think that is like a huge takeaway that I learned this year, where it's just like, you know, we try so hard to hold on to shit and make sense of it, and because we think we're more powerful than we are, we think that we have more control than we do, and I realized that like I'm not like I can't fix everything. Like that was something like I always think you know, I have a like I always think like something is right. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I'm wrong, I can find a way to make myself right. Like even in my own head to just justify being wrong instead of like owning up to it, right? So it's like I found so many reasons of like why this thing should work or shouldn't work, and it's not just in the relate, but like everything, instead of just like understanding that like, bro, like the shit isn't like, stop forcing shit, you know? And I felt like I forced shit a lot, and then as I smoothed into like the latter half of the year, I'd say the last, you know, 5 to 7 months, it's probably the best I've felt in a long time. And I think I'm slowly, I'm not fully there, because I mean, like you mentioned, obviously like the ego thing, right? Like I think I've like lacked that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like I don't have much of, I'm sure like we all have an ego, of course, but like I feel like I am a very like humble, like more reserved, even to a fault sometimes, where I feel like I don't even get my best self because I'm like a little bit insecure, like a little bit you know, just maybe not as confident maybe as I should be, right? I think there's obviously a difference between ego and confidence, but like ego can come off as confident and it can help. And I think I'm like finding my way into that, right? Like a little more self-belief. I think I found out that I'm capable of a lot more things than I thought I was. You know, I realized that I can do a lot more and I'm better at things than I even gave myself credit for. So like there was a lot of just like self-reflection and growth, and that really stemmed from me completely being like first time actually like very single in a very long time, you know? And this is the first holiday season I wasn't in a relationship in the last 7 years, since 2017. Had a girlfriend Thanksgiving, Christmas for the last fucking 7 years, you know? So my life was always somewhat consumed, or when shit was going bad in my life, I always had something to fall back on, which was my girl, right? You could always just go get dinner with your girl, lay up, watch a movie, have sex, you know what I'm saying? You can do all of that. This was the first time I didn't have that. So like when shit went wrong in my life, like I had to figure it out. I didn't have a place to go and use it as a mask. And I think that helped me so much to understand that I don't need to run from the shit that's going wrong in my life. Like I can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been a problem solver, but I've always been one to lean on that crutch if it was there. And I didn't have that crutch anymore. And then a lot of shit started getting better in my life once I started just leaning into me and figuring shit out and realizing like I can do more. So I think, yeah, I like this is probably the best space I've been in, and the most mental clarity that I've had in a very long time. And of course it comes from success, right? Like, yeah, we're having success. That definitely helps. I'm not saying that doesn't play an attribute, but there was a lot of other things that led me there. And there's so many things, but it's really just I just think you can be your best when you have mental clarity. You know, I think like we complain a lot about where we are in life, and we can find problems in things, and people piss us off, and a lot of that stems from just like not having the mental clarity in our life to begin with, you know, and not having that just that peace. And when your brain isn't fucking so cluttered and you're not so stressed out and have anxiety all the time, like you can actually give your all to things, and like you can actually see progress in it. So that was just a big I think step for me. And then I just want to continue that momentum going into this year. So I'm almost being like, I guess maybe superstitious in a way or whatever, but I want to, whatever I'm doing is working, and I want to stick to it. Like going into 2025, I want to give myself a full year with this, not just 6 months, you know? Cause I think 2025 is going to be, life-changing year for all of us. I really do, bro. I think it's time. And when you are in this position, like, I think all three of us have had so much struggle and so much letdown and so much disappointment that we know that this year we don't have like room to fuck off anymore. You know, like we've done the fucking off to the moon. And just praying shit happens for us, and just being like, all right, well, we did this, like this should happen, like God throw us a bone, you know, like I think we're fed up with that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like, I think we all learned something this year, a part of ourselves that's going to carry into 2025, and like with us three collaboratively together. And then now California in the picture. It's just like the pieces of the puzzle are aligning. And like if you were to tell us this 3 years ago, before we even knew each other, when this thing was just a thing, it wouldn't make any sense. But like it's easy. That's why like this reflection thing was cool, because now we can like see that, like, bro, like that brought us here, you know, right now. So it's I think overall, like there was a lot for all of us to take from this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're playing life. Like, we're really doing life. Like, we're not like sitting on the sidelines, and you're gonna get hurt a ton, and you're gonna learn a lot, and that's what's happened to us. And it feels good. It feels good that we've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels good that we've done that, bro.
That's a good way to put it. We're playing life. We're not on the sidelines.
Yeah.
We're in the nitty gritty of it, bro.
That's it, brother.
It's the only thing you could do. Just keep on going. Don't get off the road. The road leads somewhere. You just can't get off of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta stay in the game.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it was dope.
Good up. Let's go get some fucking food.
Let's do it.
Have a nice.
I don't want to take you guys like somewhere really good over here type
Yeah.
shit. I don't know where. We gotta figure out where you guys are in the
I'm
mood.
hungry, bro.
I'm
Let's
hungry
eat
too.
something
Are you
good.
gonna eat? Or are you gonna be like a fucking
No, I'm gonna eat.
California
I haven't fought, bro. I haven't eaten. Yeah, I fasted today too, bro. I don't know
Oh,
what
did
this
you?
is. Yeah,
All right,
I got a video I got to put out in a couple weeks. I got to lose some weight, whatever.
Okay.
One last thing, I do also want to say, because I didn't say this before, and like this is like the entire point of like being humble, bro. When I first got to California, I wrote out a list of goals, and for whatever reason, it was the first time in my life where like goals meant something to me. Goals used to be this like hogwashy, wishy-washy, like write the goals, don't look at it. But for whatever reason, I just felt like at the time when I moved to California, my back was so against the wall, and I like you're saying, I fucked off so much that when I wrote these goals out, I didn't write make $1 million or do, you know, they were grounded. They were like actions, you know. And the first goal on there was to grow closer to God. And then 2 weeks later, I gave my life to Christ, and I just want to glorify God in this moment for me, because you know, obviously you see a lot of celebrities doing that, but to me, I mean that. I don't believe that I would not want to live my life without Jesus Christ anymore. I felt richer and more peaceful and happier and more creative with Christ in my life, and I just think for me that 2024 was a year that I found Jesus Christ. So that's just something that I want to put out there, because that was the most important thing for me.
Love that.
Yeah.
I do. I really love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you needed it, bro. You know, you needed something.
I need a foundation, bro. Like, I live my life in this free way, and also to glorify in a way. Like it was, I did feel called, but like to just go back. Like for me, like, bro, freedom isn't good. Freedom's not good, bro. Everyone thinks freedom is good, bro. I love Shia LaBeouf. He said this shit. He's like, bro, if he's like, I could strip you naked and throw you in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. You'll be free, but you won't be happy. It's not gonna work out well for you out there.
It's a good one.
It's like, bro, guys like me, like, I need some type of structure. You know, I need a code, bro. I need a discipline. I need something to surrender to. You know, and that
Self-awareness is
for
important.
me is what
love that.
is what Jesus Christ is all about, bro. So yeah, that's just want to put that out there.
Good stuff.
Thank.